Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to day 2, round 7, midday roundup. So we've actually seen 3 heats so far today here at Cheshire Showground. We've actually seen 3 heats, so we've seen the intermediate, the novice, and the elite, and then the intermediate and the novice again. But we've been quite a busy day with a few things to discuss. So looking at the novice, as we said before, chasing tails, junior team, using every opportunity in the arena just to learn, to get some experience and to start working together as a team, which they did very nicely. And looking at the times here, Tom, they went...
They're getting quite consistent, to be fair. They've gone from 60, they've been put down 60s in the region of 65, 64, 67 seconds. But what you're really seeing is that team starting to gel up really, really nicely. I gave Ash a bit of advice this morning about opening up and not holding the rope so tight to it, and already you can start to see she's actually getting that little bit more comfortable on the board.
Yeah. And
the communication between the horse and horse rider.
I think the biggest thing that I noticed was that the horse rider wasn't cutting the corners, as you pointed out on the first day, as much, and they were starting to communicate. They were starting to talk backwards and forwards. Are you all right? Checking back, and Caitlin's starting to learn where the board is, and it's all part of the learning process. And we support that in horseboarding. You don't have to come out here and be the elite straight away. That takes time. You have to go through the process, and this is great for them.
And she is only 10 years old.
Yeah, and as we made the comment in the last round, 2027 national champions, world champions by that point. So all makings for the future of the sport. Going into the intermediate,
some good racing happening there, really.
Yeah, I mean,
Pony Express. it's just all over the place, and it just wants to run. It is Naboo compacted.
It is very interesting to look at. Yes, it's the pony is a massive horse with a massive heart crammed into a tiny package.
I don't have anything else to say, because that's correct.
Bit like you.
Cheers, mate.
It is. It's all fire and brimstone, and it's about this big. It's an amazing little pony. It had some good runs. We will put a race up, I'm sure. But there's so much footage we're trying to upload. And they did well. They was going around about the 59 seconds was their fastest. 59.19 seconds was their fastest. I'm looking at the wrong time.
And but on the averages, they've come through. They've got a 64.57 seconds in third place.
Yeah.
In the intermediate, they're doing really well, I think.
Yeah. In second place, 50 Shades of Bay, with the new horse, or with the replacement horse, Danny. We're hoping to see their normal horse back for Sandringham, hopefully. And what do they get on the averages? I can't quite see.
60 seconds flat on their average.
No,
which is quite impressive.
That's good. That's all very good. Now, this morning we kind of set the challenge down to bruises easily. Could you do a sub 50 seconds? And they went out the first run 65 seconds. It was very steady, and we're like, they must, but it was a little bit greasy out there, so I think probably they were just getting the feel for it. Second run they went out with their actual time was 50.03 seconds, so not quite the sub 50, but they also got a 2-second penalty. They'd ended another run, and the board riding out of Reese Wagland was out of this world. It's a tight, small arena. They are absolutely flying around, and the board slipping and sliding. Normally when you go around a corner, you get a nice constant slide. The back end slides that bit further than the front end, but this was like the back end, front end. It was going to go into a complete flat spin at some point.
It just shows, and I think now, the dominance Reese has on a board.
Yeah.
And that team, when they go into the elite, he can handle almost anything.
Yeah. And then they carried on. This afternoon it was a little bit dry. Well, it's dried up lovely. The weather's been wonderful here today. Good crowds to help because of the weather, and because it's a great event. But, it's a bit more sticky, the grass. And as they were going round, he looked far smoother. And their eventual time that they got was 48.61 seconds. So they beat their 50-second challenge.
But this morning, they went out when it was wet. When Reese was all over the place, and it was 46 seconds. 46 seconds that they got going around that arena.
46 seconds going around that arena. There's radios going off.
Okay, so yeah, 46 seconds in the wet, and the horse rider missed the finish gate. She went on the wrong side of it.
What happened there? Was the horse slipping a little bit because you were closer to it than I was?
No, I think Amy got a bit of tunnel vision.
Right.
She was going a bit too fast around the course, and she just forgot where she was going when she got around the corner.
Yeah, and now, you know, what they've come and requested is that if they could tomorrow race with the elites. Now, they still haven't scored the 10 points, and there's a lot of discussion going on with the rules, but basically, yes, they can, but it will be certainly in the afternoon, they will be allowed to score runs that will score points if they win, which now they've got a 15-second lead on the averages, so someone would have to go around in nearly a 30-second run, which is impossible. I'm going to say, I don't like that word, but I'm going to say that run, that would be impossible.
They've got to go in the morning, they've got to put a time down.
A reasonable time. They don't even have to really go fast. They just need to go around, and on the averages, even if they go steady, it'll ruin the averages a little bit, but the other teams will be so far behind that they can't really catch them. So the afternoon, at the close of play in the second heat, at that point, technically they become elite. So at that point, we will allow. We're still looking at some rules, but it would allow them to race in this afternoon race. So they're looking forward to that, and we want to see that. So tomorrow afternoon's elite class will be very interesting. Going on to the elite, just find that there. Quite an interesting first heat. We've still got the second heat to go. I want to go through the results more over than anything else, because we did have a few technical issues with the lasers, and we had a few I was having technical issues with the computer, and it was all a bit of a mess, really. But looking at the eventual results on the averages, so Despicable Minions currently with an average of 93.21 in 7th place.
In 6th place, Consider It Done with an average of 81.65.
And in 5th place, Drag Act with an average of 79.82. And looking at that, so the time that Consider It Done need to make up to beat them on the averages is 3.69 seconds. Now, that's not impossible for Consider It Done to do, and you know, Drag Act as yet haven't had that great run that we expect from them.
Well, they need to Consider It Done need to get a sub 80 second run. They need to be on the 70, 77, 76 mark. But
which in fairness is a pretty tall order, but it could be done. It could be done. Looking at, so then we got Drag Act in 5th place. Then 4th place, UK Border Force.
And this is where it gets interesting. All of these teams now. Well, this has changed since this morning.
Yeah, that's because we ran a heat.
I know.
No, yeah, it has changed quite dramatically. So this morning, there wasn't a second between any of the teams. After that load of races, we're now looking at on day 2, heat 1, we've got UK Border Force, 4th place, 77.54. We're only 1.7 seconds on the averages behind Sudden Impact. Sudden Impact on 76.66. They're 4 seconds behind Dead Pigeons on the averages, who are 74.33, and Dead Pigeons are in second. And they are nearly 3.5 seconds, or near 3.39 seconds behind Chill Winston, who is in first place with 72. So, and that's all on the averages. So they have to get that to beat yesterday's time effectively.
But it is like a boxing match out there. Literally, the guys that come out, they throw a punch, and then somebody instantly responds by trying to up their game, get that little bit faster. I mean, there's some amazing racing going on.
Yeah.
And the board riders, you can see the fatigue hitting them on that half a mile course.
It's a long distance. The horses are coping very well with it, thankfully, but the board riders are struggling. and you know, they've got another day of this racing to go. So they're the results at halfway through day 2 are here at Cheshire, round 7, the National Horseboarding Championships with Horseboarding UK
Winning.
winning.